I would go anywhere for a great meal.
I like to cook my tuna rare.
He's definitely French.
And the French cowboy.
He's done this for years, goes out and prepares fine food.
Voila!
So he is a real chef for the wilderness.
It just amazes me how he gets it all done.
It takes a lot of talent for a person to be able to bring all that to a remote area like this and serve it with the expertise that he does. And he's just, I find Mark amazing because you never know what to expect from him. What next?
I've known Mark for about 15 years now. He used to run a French restaurant in Flagstaff, Chez Mark, that we would go to fairly often.
Met Mark for the first time many years ago, but didn't really get to know him until I started driving Hummers for him. And driving tourists in the desert in Hummers is just a riot. It was really a good time.
Soon after we got the Hummer, we drove it to the restaurant one night, and he was cooking that night in the kitchen and looked out and saw the Hummer, and sort of looked over the crowd in the restaurant and figured out that it was ours, and came over and sat down with a photo album and said, "Oh, you have a Hummer? Well, let me show you some of the things I do with Hummers." We just got to be more friends than customers.
Well, I've known Mark about 10, almost 11 years. I met him at a Hummer off-road excursion thing. This hole in the rock has always been the adventure I like most because it's an extreme one.
After Mark invited me to go, I knew that there was always a lot of work involved in getting ready. And then he showed me the pooper wagon. He wanted to make it look like an old cabin. So for about a week, I spent retrofitting it with the old wooden lumber on the sides. And Nick did a lot of the work on it to get the pumps and everything and the plumbing going, and I helped him with that. And then I started fixing it up.
The local guide tells Mark, don't go there because everybody breaks a drive shaft on that cliff.
I think we have to turn right here, and then we go back to that fin where it was closed a couple of years ago. We can actually see what's gone on.
Yeah, well, I don't want to see, you are right.
We'll wait for you. Let us know.
I was responsible for electrical, the plumbing, and the battery system, the generator, all the things that were necessary for this trip. I got it so if it did flip over, that it wouldn't take a Hummer with it. Thank God it worked.
Got a little emotional when I saw it flip over yesterday. A lot of the work I had done had just kind of got a little cracked up.
What I was thinking was, there goes all my water.
At least it was pretty sturdily built, and it might not be functioning at the moment, but once we drag it out of here, I told Mark I'd fix it for him. I'd get it working again.
I went up and tried to help these guys, and we realized that the water tanks were still half full. Oh. So we have showers that work.
Oh, no.
Really, because of Dick and Paul.
Why don't you go first?
Okay, I'll give you a nut.
The French cowboy, he's nuts. He just has this spontaneous zest for life. He loves to mess with people in a fun way.
Hey, look, Paul, when I find two nuts. I find two nuts. You lost something.
He's a very daring man, and I'd work for him for the rest of my life.
I think the French cowboy, to me, he is a cowboy. A cowboy to me is a person who roams the range free and lives life
on his own terms.
On his own terms. Mark is absolutely on his own terms, and he just enjoys life. He enjoys doing things, and one of the neat things about Mark is he enjoys teaching people.
Finesse. Okay. Up. Look at that. Oh, is that beautiful?
That's beautiful.
Okay, let's see if you can do it, because we don't have all day.
Yesterday afternoon, I presented Mark with a present. It's what they call a refrigerator jail. It's a little box with a combination lock on it. and you can put either your favorite food or anything that's special to you, you can put in this little vault. Now he says every time he has any food or anything else, he can't trust any of these people. We have to lock up his sandwich and his cigars and his favorite scotch.
My cigar, my Subway, and the single malt.
You know what I especially like about Mark too? He always has great wine.
Yes, yes, baby, you got it.
I would enjoy being in the kitchen with Mark and learning a little bit about proper cooking, French style.
He's making more than a mess. He's a disaster, my friend.
We basically tried to work on the idea of where we were going to be, what type of people we actually are inviting to be part of the program, and work on a variation as far as offering something that each individual would at least experience during their stay. Whether it's a fish, whether it's a meat, whether it's actually a dessert, we try to compromise from one side to the other and offer a different approach.
This is a long ways to go for a good ahi tuna, isn't it? But we love it.
We've been with Mark on many trips.
He always prepared fantastic dinner.
And he is he's the
delicious.
most entertaining guy we know.
Yes.
The French Cowboy want to thank you for this wonderful evening, this wonderful journey.
You know, I can't imagine Mark being in any business other than one that is related to entertaining and catering to people.
I want to invite you again, and I will, to come back to the next trip.